Well, good morning, everyone. How you all doing? Widdler Dave. I'm back. Woohoo! I'm back. I've been dealing with a few things. I've had people to contact me to make sure I'm all right. Scott, I appreciate, brother. I really do. You're more than a good friend. I really do appreciate you. I am all right. Dealt with a few issues, but anywho, I've had a wonderful week. A guy that follows me on YouTube, he's been teaching a guy. They're both from Kentucky, and the gentleman come by my house the other day. We had a wonderful visit. Good talk. The man is learning to carve. That's what we want to do. We want to teach people so we don't, this love that we have as artists don't die. And then yesterday, Phyllis, she came by the house, spent most of the day with me. She had family coming in, and she came by, and Phyllis is a wonderful carver. I really deeply care and love Phyllis. Phyllis is just a very good friend of mine. She's the first one that got me hooked on cottonwood. She gave me my first piece, and I had never carved cottonwood, and Lord have mercy, I was hooked. Scott brought me some wonderful pieces of cottonwood when he was in. They just haven't talked to me. Some of it has, we'll put it that way. But anywho, I'm all right. Another customer wanted to know about bears. Yeah, I do. This is my bandsaw cutout. It's my style of little bear. I will be doing this here pretty soon. And the lighthouse I'll get back on. And the gentleman that wanted to know about the gnome, he was asking different things. People have asked, why don't it have a nose? Well, there's no sense of drawing all the features in these. When you carve all this, there's no sense of putting in the mustache, the beards, any facial stuff. There's no sense because you're just going to carve it away. It's a waste of your time. So just carve it and add a little bit and carve that and add a little bit and carve that. And before you know it, you got it carved. And then yesterday, where's it at? Lord have mercy, I thought I was set up. Oh, here he is. While Phyllis was here, I was just talking. She watched me. I whittled that out yesterday. Just a simple little fat gnome. Nothing fancy. I was trying to explain to her, get off this perfect stuff. I was telling her, life is not perfect. Carving is carving, and just have fun. Stop worrying about if two sides are the same or whatever. That drives me nuts. If to each is his own. But for an old man, I don't care anymore. To me, just have fun. Don't worry about it. That's the whole thing about wood carving. But anywho, let's get you down here. You don't want to listen to the old man or look at the old man. You just want me to do some carving. And like I said, I apologize. I hadn't been on here. Been dealing with my barn and stuff. Let's see. We need a big old nose. Whoop, 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 whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. Lord have mercy. I like it. A little bit up here. Yeah, that's the nose. Good enough. I'm telling you, you don't have to worry about it. Just outline that little darling up. That's what I was telling Phyllis yesterday. A lot of these people worry so much if this is perfect and that's perfect. I don't carve that way. I let the wood talk to me. I breathe. I have fun. I'm in my 60s, and Lord have mercy, I'm going to have fun. I am. I'm going to have a lot of fun. But the gentleman from Kentucky, we had a wonderful visit. He's learning and everything. Super nice guy. And my good friend from Kentucky who's teaching him, he's a phenomenal carver too. He's a wonderful gentleman. And the funny thing is, he's never been down to my shop. We only have talked, through emails, and then he sees me on YouTube. But his one friend come down here before he did. And I told him, I said, now he's got to get down here. He's got to come and visit the old man. And I apologize about the leaf. This weather we've had, oh my Lord, it's supposed to rain all next week. And that leaf carving I'm getting ready to do, and the platter, I do that all outside. I need room, and it makes a horrendous mess. And I swing a hatchet and the adze and chisels, and my wife is ready to go. Her schedule's different where she works at, but got to have decent weather. Just got to have decent weather. That's all you got to have. So it's just not been, I think we're going through blackberry winter now. Lord, I don't know. I just want to go through some warm weather. Because what's bad about it? We all get used to summer, and then all of a sudden it's winter again. It's like, come on, it just got to be summer. Okay, we're just roughing in. A lot of profiling. That's all we're doing. Little profile. Yeah, little whoop, whoop, whoop-de-doo. Da-dee-da-dee. Da-da. Yeah, Scott contacted me last night and asked me if I was all right, and I said, yes, I am. I've just been dealing with some things, and whoopsie daisy, the old bear jumped off. Been dealing with some things and stuff, and I tell you what, getting old is not for sissies. I'm telling you, it's not. Things don't work like they used to. And when you do work, oh, Lord, do you pay for it. I've been rebuilding my barn on the outside and, building a bigger deck for the front of the barn so when you step up in the barn, you don't have this little tiny deck. And then I like to sit outside and carve on the deck and then, of course, by the tree. My goal is to put a roof over this small deck, but I have to be very careful nowadays how I climb and how I work and everything. That is not working. Where's me a larger knife? So I have to be very careful and stuff like that. Like I said, getting old is not for sissies. Nope. Remember when I was in my 20s, I could run up a ladder and practically stand on my big toe and do a backflip. Nope. I don't run up ladders anymore. I kind of contemplate, do I really want to climb this ladder? You gotta realize, folks, I drug ladders around in my construction business. So we didn't have all those fancy lifts like they got nowadays and all these fancy tools that these young lads got and everything. We did everything by manual labor. So I drug 40-footers around, 28s, 20-footers, 12s, 6s, scaffolding, all with my back. All with my old back. I used to be able to walk with a 40-footer standing straight up. Lord have mercy, I couldn't do that if my life depended on it. Not anymore. The good old days are gone. I'm telling you, I'm just going to sit around and wood carve and talk to you people. That's all I want to do. Yes, this one's going to be really neat. He's got come out. I made a 6-inch block out of sugar pine, glued it all up. That way I could really get under the hat and everything. Oh, let me show you Brian's. This one's for my friend Brian. See? There's his gnome. He wanted an all-white beard and everything because Brian's got a beard. That's for his mama down in Florida. That's Brian's little gnome. Whoop, almost dropped Brian's little gnome. He almost jumped out. Now all I gotta do is just get him signed. He is sprayed. That's one of the purples that I mix and make. You really can't see it because there's more to this than purple in here. There's just more involved. We'll put it that way. But that's Brian's. And then, I don't throw nothing away. I'll just take these little 1x1s and make little gnomes. And these are scraps. And, I sit around and, make all them. I don't throw nothing away. Just simple. Get you a piece of wood. Don't have to be right and wrong. Just whittle them out. But yeah, Brian, that's Brian's. I'm hoping to give that to him sometime this week. His wife's in, so she could actually take it back to Florida. Because Brian lives here. He works here in Tennessee, and his wife lives in Florida. It's kind of a crazy situation, but that's just how it is. Money don't grow on trees, folks. If it did, I'd be babying it. Lord have mercy. And anybody wants to see, if you're just now chiming onto my videos and you want to see how this started out with the hatch and stuff, well, they're on there. You can check it out. You can back it up. You can see what I've been doing to this crazy thing. I love how it shapes. I do. Just a lot of wood to remove. Like I said, it was a 6-inch block and everything. And see, I like to work all circumferences. I don't stick in one spot. The wood's talking to me. It's like, hello, hello, I'm over here. Do a little carving over here. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm a crazy old wood carver. Gosh, I had a good time yesterday. I did. Just somebody that's like me, that understands me, and, just a fellow wood carver. That right there just meant a lot. Yep. Raise them shoes up out there. That's his little feet. I don't know why I just drawed these here. I got the first one over there, and I just drawed it. Love how it shapes down. I just drawed it, and like I tell people, there's no right, no wrong. Just go for it. Make up one. See how it swoops down right through there? Yeah, I like him. He is going to be so awesome when I get him done. If I stay on him, I could finish him today. No biggie. Let's get this other shoe in here. Everybody's going to be wondering, like, does he only got 1 foot? Oh, I hear the bells, the church bells. They play church bells every morning here. And they play America Beautiful, and they play all kinds of American songs. And golly, I like that. I do. Anything that represents the flag, I love. I just built another American flag, and I got one that I just, I draw them as I build them. I just, whatever wood I got laying around, if I got a piece of scrap laying that it's kind of gnarly and stuff, I just, okay, you're going to be this, and you're going to be that. I just draw to fit. I don't worry about it. I just draw it. There it is. Looks good to me. It's good enough. Like I said, I live in a tourist town, so I got to have a lot of knockoff, folks. If I'm going to make any amount of money, I got to have reasonable knockoffs. And, it's just how it is. Into a piece of pine that's got a little bit more hardness to it. See that yellow right there? There's a yellow right there. I don't know if you can see that. It's more of a heart grain of the sugar pine. But that's all right. keep your knives sharp, you'll be fine. That's what Phyllis came over yesterday, and what I was doing is sharpening these knives, and she goes, man, that knife is, you keep your knives sharp. I have. Remember, folks, a dull knife is a dangerous knife. You gotta pull more. Da. My good friend Gene Metzer had a birthday. I think it was yesterday. But anyway, I wished him a happy birthday. Everybody that knows Gene and didn't know it was his birthday, wished the man a happy birthday. Gene is a very good friend of mine, and he's been to my shop twice, and we've carved together at Burger King. He is a phenomenal artist. He's a caricature carver, and I mean, you know, you find something in life that you love to do, and that's what you stick with. And he has, and he is just extraordinary on those. So, happy birthday again to Gene. Like I said, if people know him, didn't know it was his birthday, go over there on his on YouTube. Wish the man a happy birthday. Phenomenal man. I really care for Gene a lot. Gotta get this down. Brian came over and gave me his work pants, because he when his work pants get a little tattered, he will he'll bring them over here, and he goes, here, because my one pair of pants they're kind of looking bad, I know, but I'm just an old worker. But so I got on a pair of Brian's pants that he gave me a 3 or 4 or 5 pair. I don't know how many. I turned one pair into a pair of shorts the other day. But thank you, Brian, because you know I got most of my pants. I mean, hey, I work, and if I need a rag and I just wipe it on my pants. You know, that's just how I am. And before you know it, they look like painter's pants. So, he gave me some better looking clothes, so because you know, you don't have to look at a crazy old man's wardrobe. If that means anything. Let's remove some wood. I can spend all day with that knife. Or I can just take this hatchet-a-rooly and take this chunk out that I want. I don't need. Yes'm. Yes'm. Yes'm, yes'm, yes'm. Oh, I need to answer a question for Scott. He's asking me, let's stop for a second. I did put it in a bow. How do you sharpen your hatchets? Well, Scott, it's called a puck, basically. You know, the old loggers used to carry them on their hips, and I've been using them since I was a kid because that's all we ever had. Or a file. I have different files. If they get a little picky in it, I'll use a file on it. But it's a water puck. It's in water. There's a smooth and a coarse side, and you just got to learn to hold it. Let's put this water on the ground. You just got to learn to hold it. Okay. And I have a bigger one, but basically, let's get something here. This stuff will get all over you. Get a towel down. But it's a puck. And you just got to get the rhythm and the angle. And that's all you got to do. Just get the rhythm and the angle. Keep your bevel. some more water on there. I will spend a few minutes tuning these up. I do my ads this way. Went over to the fine side, and you can strop it just like a regular knife. But that's all I use is a puck, and every once in a while, if it gets a really bad pick into the blade, I'll use a file. I do not use any grinders, any sanders. It's always by hand. This is the original way people used to sharpen back then. Yeah. And you can pick a spot out that you think you may need a little bit more. Just kind of dress it up. Keep that thing at that angle. Watch your fingers. That's what happens. Most people use this. They get their fingers down too low. And boom. When I was a kid, I learned the hard way. Cut my fingers many times. Many times. Oh yeah, that baby doll is... Woo! I tell people, you don't want to mess with my hatchets. I keep them razor sharp. And I just carry this puck with me. And get a little cup of water. Let her soak. I'll keep it in water all day. A lot of times when I hatchet carve a lot, just to keep. Dip a towel. Wipe that baby doll off. Oh yeah. And that's all I do. I just use a puck, and then every once in a while, like I said, a file. And then we just come in here. She's good and sharp. And just pick away. Taking that down a little bit faster than my crazy old hands with a knife. And I like the hatchet. I've been using hatchets for years. You heard me say that. And I like the sound. It's like a drum. I had to remove all this wood, and yeah, you can do it with a hatchet. You know, you can do it with a chisel, whatever you want. But, you know, I just prefer doing it this way. I'm comfortable. See how I turn that? Just shaping the little gnome guy. Getting him down, getting that foot down. Go back in with the knife. You'll see me doing that with the leaf party coming up. And the solid hickory platter I'm going to do. I've already got it laid out. I'm just waiting on Mother Nature to straighten up. Okay. Now just a little bit more, and I'll go in with the knife. I hope that answers your question, Scott, of how I sharpen my hatchets, or even if you have an axe, or I even sharpen my shovels when I start to dig. I learned that hard lesson when I was a kid working for a gentleman. Keep your shovels sharp. It'll be easier to dig with. So, I used my shovel the other day to put these posts in for my new deck. And the first thing I did is I sharpened my shovel. Like I said, I learned a hard lesson working when I was a kid for a gentleman. He taught me that. And ever since, I used to keep my lawnmower. Remember the old push lawnmowers? Yep. I kept an old file with me, and I would sharpen them lawnmower blades as I was cutting, so that way they stayed sharp and cut the grass. Yes, and Okay. La-di-da, la-di-da. What time we got? Let's get in here and clean this little baby doll up a little bit. Don't have to sit there and use the knife so much right through there because I like to use my hatchet. That's my chainsaw. My Dremel is my hatchet. And that little hatchet there is my detail hatchet. I can do a lot of detail work with it. You see, I wanted to bring, that one's about a thumb's worth. That's just about a half a thumb right now. Use your body. Measure it up. Get it close. What I'm doing is I'm cutting this at an angle, so when I lay this over, it kind of gives that foot like it's portraying outward. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm creating. You know, instead of being flat, I want to make it where it's, you know, sticking out. So, got to take the back side down. See, I'm cutting that down at an angle. And that way, that shoe, when I round this nose over, she will give it the illusion of sticking out. Where, oh, where? Da-da-da. Still loving Alan Goodman's knives here. Yes, good knife, good strong, heavy knife. That's what I like. It's got a good weight to it. Feels good in your hand. It's just a nice knife. Oh, doggies. He's looking better. Yeah, he is. Let's check this crazy time. And like I said, we're going to put the bottom of the sole like right in through here. That's good enough. And then, you know, just for everybody else, you know, this is going to come down and he'll come this way. It's going to have this big old beard looking thing, you know, right in through here and right in here and there and there. You know, you'll eventually, you'll have an army and, you know, blah, blah. Be pockets. I hope you can see that. Pockets, arms. There it is. That's good enough. You know, you don't have to fret over it. But it's not even ready for none of that. Still got to shape this foot, shape this body. I've got this side, like I said, it just lays over just perfect. Where this side here is still blunt, still flat right there. You know, so you got to come in here and got to start laying that over. Make sure you do the back side, all this crazy stuff. Get rid of all that. There's a lot to look at. A lot to think about. How this is going to lay, how that's going to lay, how the shoe's going to lay, how the heel's going to come in. My brain is going 800 miles an hour constantly. how things I want. I'm seeing them. It's like a movie projector in my head going off. It just never stops. I've said that a lot. I'm just constantly seeing things, and I am my own worst critic. Well, there's that foot roughed in. I mean, like I said, it's just roughed in. Both of them are not even near what I want, but we had to get them roughed in and everything. This one here has to be, laid over a little bit more. We'll go yada 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 yada. Whoop doo doop doop doo doop doopy doo. Just do all that. Whoop de doo. Whoop 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 de doo. And you'll get them. Yeah, you'll get them. Let's see here. All right, folks. I need to get off here. She's racking up the time. I don't want to run the phone out and then it stops and, stuff like that and everything. Well, anywho, I appreciate and love everyone. I am doing fine. I thank everybody that's been asking me. I'll do another video this week. We'll get back doing videos like I was. Y'all have a blessed one. Make sure you push that like button, subscribe, and please give me a comment. DavePoston@gmail.com. Send me your pictures of stuff that you make. I love to see that. Y'all have a blessed one, and I thank you again.